Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our business pop-up. I am Ashley DeAngelis, and I am really excited that I get to host two amazing people who are going to share their stories and answer some of the questions that were on the invitation. And we're just going to get to have a little conversation and hear some stories. And so first, I want to start and share a little bit about Shaklee for those of you that are not familiar with Shaklee. Shaklee is a 65-year-old company that we always say it's like a startup company because we're always innovating and growing and doing wonderful things. For instance, we have several different product lines, but just to give you an idea, we have everything for the inner you, like our nutritional supplements, our herbal products, our weight management, sports nutrition. We have things for the outside of us, which is our anti-aging skincare system, which is for both men and women, and it does amazing things. Things like shampoos, conditioner, body lotions, because we absorb through every pore in our skin, so we want to protect that. And then for the environment around us, our sleek line of cleaning products, everything for the kitchen, the bathroom, and the laundry room, and really does an amazing job. And you only need a few products. They last a long time. They save you money, and they're incredible for the environment because our company is very environmentally friendly, and we do a lot to give back to the environment. For instance, we are a climate neutral company, and we were one of the first companies in the world to be climate neutral, which means any of the emissions that we put in the environment, we do enough to offset it to have a zero impact on the environment. So it's a really powerful accolade that the company has. And so we're really excited because one of our amazing product lines is our business opportunity. And I love that I've been in Shaklee for, my family's been involved for over 40 years, and I've had my own business for 25 years. And I feel really blessed that I've had this opportunity to be able to stay home with my children, volunteer, have fun, have flexibility, time freedom, and still have a substantial income. So thank you everybody for being here, and we're going to get started with our incredible guests because I'm so excited for you to hear from them. So we will start, and Scott will share his story first. And Scott Palmer is actually a second generation master coordinator, and he's from the Boston area. And I love his story because his parents have had this business for 50 years, and he decided to leave corporate America to join the business. And I'm really excited for you to hear from him because he's a great guy, and we've been really excited to see him and hear him speak over the last several months. So Scott, if you would share your story, please.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, Ashley and Alan and Hannah. It's great to see you and the rest of the team. So my quick Shaklee story is I grew up in the Minneapolis area, and my parents started Shaklee in 1971 when my mom, Allie Palmer, was introduced by her sister, my Aunt Edith. And we were a young family, 3 kids. My mom worked as a nurse. My dad owned a couple small businesses, but was kind of struggling. So they started taking the vitamins and protein shakes, and they started giving it to us kids. And all of a sudden we got healthy, and we started thriving in sports, and they started thriving in their business. And one thing led to another, and they became master coordinators after a certain amount of time. There was a large group of masters in Minneapolis at the time, the Hegermans, the Hokers, several names, Hoffman's, you could go on and on, but it was a dynamic environment in that time, and it was really encouraged to build a business. And so they built their business, and they became lifetime master coordinators. And I went off to college and got a job, and moved to Kansas City, Virginia Beach, New York City. And when I was in New York City, I got a job in the medical device field. And I met my wife, who was my sales trainer at a company called Johnson & Johnson. And they said, whatever you do, don't date any coworkers. We don't allow it here at J&J. And so what did we do? We started dating and got married. And she's from the Boston area. So when we settled after our marriage, we settled up here. And so I went into orthopedics. I sold medical devices in spine surgery specifically. And I opened up my own distributorship. And for several years ran a distributorship for spine surgery devices, working with the Boston hospitals. And then after several years of doing that, as you know, happens in the corporate world, you know, I got to a point where a decision had to be made, and our company grew to $1 billion. We had that startup mentality where you get to a certain level and then the founders don't really know how to get it to the next level. And so they made a wholesale management change. And one day they let all of the independent distributors go. And it was ironic timing, because I remember telling the two executives that met with me that day, I said, well, after they terminated me and bought me out, because I had a contract, I called my wife and said, Lily, we've just been given the best opportunity of our lifetime. And I knew deep down Shaklee was kind of the end goal for us. And so the end of the story is 2 years ago, I bought the master coordinator ship from my dad. My mom had passed away several years before, and then my dad just passed away a year ago. So I bought it from him about a year before he passed. And it really was a blessing, because I had a chance to talk to him about Shaklee and about business and entrepreneurship. And so we really had a nice time reconnecting with great conversations. And now here we are today. I'm running the Shaklee organization under Palmer Health Enterprises, and I have a much better life because of it, because now I no longer have about 3.5 hours of commuting back and forth to Boston every day. I don't have people breathing down my neck every single month to hit your number or else. No more threats. Now I have a lifetime of freedom, and I can do what I want. I can volunteer, like you said, Ashley. I have time to volunteer, and I have time to really live a life of freedom again. And it's a wonderful thing.
Wow, I love that. I think that's so powerful to really show that you saw your parents do that and then went on your own route and still was able to come back to this incredible legacy that they had left for you, and that you were able to purchase from them, and now running a very successful business on your own. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yep.
Okay, let's hear from Kim. Kim is a mom of 4 who is also an education liaison and lives in the Iowa area. And she and I have recently connected and have had some great conversations. She is an amazing person who has really done some great things in her business in the past year. Is it a full year? A little over a year? Go ahead, Kim.
Okay. So like Ashley said, I am a full-time educator. I teach teachers and have been doing that for 30 years. And I also am married to my high school sweetheart for 30 years, and we have 4 kids. Paul Farms, and my youngest just graduated from high school, so all my kids are a little older now. I'm not new to multi-level marketing. I was with Beachbody for 5 years, and now I'm just a Shaklee baby. I've only been here a year, so I'm humbled by all of you. But this is my goal. I want to build a business that I can leave to my kids. So in my year at Shaklee, I have rank advanced 5 times. I have earned the car bonus. Thanks. Because this is weird coming from another company. Shaklee is super generous. Like, you don't even understand the difference between companies. Earned the car bonus. I went to Scottsdale and brought my daughter, and I earned the VIP Elite to Cancun and brought my daughter. So Paul Farms again, so he's not able to travel as much. I just been overwhelmed with the generosity of Shaklee and how doable the company makes it to rank advance and build your business, even if you have to do it very part-time like me. But I assume some of you are contemplating this business. So it is a job. It's a part-time job. It's not something that happens accidentally. Just like I would if I had a part-time job to Target, but I don't work an 8-hour shift or a 4-hour shift. I don't travel to go to Target or wear a red shirt. I work to my job. I work it everywhere, from waiting on my kids to do that or this in the car, from my lunch hour or before I start my day job. That's the joy for me, is that I get to work my own business when and where I want. And Shackley makes it possible to do well if you work it. The benefits are huge. And this company, I think part of why I feel like I've done well as a baby Shackley person is that the products are so high quality. Like if you can have someone try something, it proves it to them. Like you don't have to convince them, they will feel and see the difference. So one of the first products that I tried several, but one that just like has completely changed my life and many others is the youth skin line that Ashley talked about. I use the advanced anti-aging regimen, which is, 4 steps, morning and night. I'm 52 and I had a very crepey chicken neck, if anybody can relate. And youth like tightened it up. Like I have one, and if I, it's not perfect, but it has improved hugely. So really that's all I do is like I share my chicken neck with lots of people. I share the supplements that have helped me with my perimenopausal symptoms. I share the supplements that have helped my family and my girls and my husband. Like that's the joy for me, is that it's easy to represent something that's so high quality, science-backed and nature-based. So it's I call this my passion job. The other one pays the bills. I love that too. I love education, but this is fun.
And what's great is you can have it pay your bills, and you could also have it as your career income. And
that's the goal. That's the
right?
goal. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's wonderful. And if you haven't seen her before and after picture, it is pretty awesome. So it makes a huge difference. We should have had it. I wasn't even thinking, but it's really cool. And so I love how you say that you can really work this anywhere. And I think, for anybody that wasn't even doing things before COVID hit, I think now even more so people are realizing what an incredible opportunity we have to be able to use your phone, your computer, wherever you're at, and whatever part of your day you can fit it in. Because when it becomes your passion, you want to share it with more people and have that. It's great. Thank you, Kim.
Can I say one more thing, Ashley, really quick?
Of course.
Is that I'm not on Ashley's team. Ashley and I became friends through another Shackley person. That was also very shocking to me, what a huge community this is. Like everybody in Shackley loves everybody in Shackley. And it doesn't matter if you're a newbie like me or someone that's been in for 50 years, you have access to everyone and everyone wants you to do well. So it is nuts. Like I have not seen any competition. It's all about, because you have unlimited customers. There's no one on earth that you can't help from birth to death. Like, so it's just crazy how people will help you from corporate to anybody on this screen. Sorry, I'm done now.
No, that's great. I appreciate that. It's so true. And that's one of the really great things is we always say you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And what's great is you're not competing, because everybody can earn the incentives. Everybody can have the same opportunities. And it's really helping. I think my mom has always said, it's helping others to achieve their dreams and you achieve yours. And it's just such a great feeling to be able to help that. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Scott, I have a question for you. So if someone is in the corporate world and they're busy and they have so much on their plate and, it's kind of that rat race sometimes, do you have some advice for people of why to look closer at Shackley or to join Shackley and what it can mean for them?
Yeah. So, a lot of folks in the corporate world, a lot of my friends who are still in it, they're grinding and they're not necessarily happy, but they're in need of that paycheck. And so they grind it out every day, but they actually dread Sundays, and they dread it so much that some of them are paralyzed, like on Sunday mornings, they just are parallel. They won't even go out of their house. Because I've even heard one of my friends say, like, I picture this white van out on the street that's going to take me away, on Monday morning, and I can't come home till Friday. So, I just paint the picture that, you can, have a better life. You can have a life of freedom. You can be, a business owner and enjoy all the tax benefits. And you can have a retirement income that will last you for the rest of your life. And at the same time, you can do something that you really believe in. And, I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly of healthcare. And as much as I respect and admire all the doctors and nurses that I worked with, many of them are my good friends, I also know that the healthcare system is incentivized by surgery, doing more surgery, prescribing more drugs. And we offer a better alternative to prevent things, to offer, to turn sick care into well care. That tagline by Roger really resonates with me, because I'd much rather be serving the greater good of society and doing enjoying a better purpose of providing prevention rather than treatment. And that's what we offer.
That's awesome. And I can so relate to that, because since all I knew were my parents having their Shaklee business. I mean, they had other things when I was little, but majority of my life. And so they said I had to see the real world and get a real job. And so I did. And so for the first 5 years, I dreaded that Sunday. And I was recently telling my kids that, and I was like, I would cry. We would go on vacation. We'd come back, because since we just went to Mexico, they didn't want to go back to school. And I was like, look, I get it. Like, I didn't want to go back to work, but this is the process, and this is how life is. And until you find something that's, lights your soul, and you can do that. So I love it. And you mentioned the tax benefits, which I think is huge in this business, that people don't even realize that there's so many tax benefits to an in-home business. So that's wonderful. Well, great. Thank you for that. Kim, is there something that when you were, you'd been successful in Beachbody, and, I know that you didn't even come over right at first, but what was the biggest thing that really attracted you to joining Shaklee?
Well, right. When my upline asked me to come with her from Beachbody over here, I politely declined. But it's just like always, she's planted the seed, right? So I started Googling and asking questions. And then she's like, would you mind just talking to this person? Well, I ended up talking to several people. And the more I heard, there is no saying no, right? I mean, I think it's just the people and the products, and Roger Barnett, his vision for what this company should and can be. It's totally convincing. Like, I believe in it 100%.
Wonderful. I love hearing it, because I think some of us that have been around for a long time, we always believed it, and it's been our lifestyle and just the culture that we've lived in. And to really hear it from someone else, I think is really powerful, to show you what Shaklee really is and really about. Great, thank you. So, does anybody else have any questions that they would like Scott or Kim to answer?
I understand, Scott, because my husband was in corporate also, and he was in the music business and toured around the world in the country. And the first 25 years, oh yeah, it was great and it was wonderful and it was touring all around the world. But then after that, being in the corporate part of the music business, oh my God. And then every time he left, we moms, we're left at home with the kids that we adore, but we're the mom and the dad and it's almost like you're a single parent. And so it was equally as hard for us it was for him to get on another plane and be gone. And so thanks for sharing that, because that's a great reason that we always share about having a Shaklee business. And Kim, my daughter's in Beachbody, and just recently, and she grew up Shaklee and loves Shaklee, and their whole house is Shakleeized, but she in her corporate world job, she just wanted a different thing to try. And so she tried Beachbody and loved it. And she's buff, and Ashley knows her, grew up with her, but now she just says the same thing. She goes, I don't know, Mom. She goes, the whole business structure, the whole product line, she loves certain things about it. She loves the exercising and the fitness, but she says, this is not Shaklee. And she just said that. So I want her to hang out more with Ashley, and now maybe with you.
Yeah. One thing I'll share about Beachbody versus Shaklee, which is a huge difference. We had quarterly incentives at Beachbody too, but we would earn a t-shirt or a ball cap or a bobblehead. Here you can earn a weekend trip to Scottsdale.
Right.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So I'm glad your daughter is coming over.
I hope this is what she will do. And now with you, there's even more chance of her wanting to,
And hopefully she'll listen to this recording.
Yeah.
Dad, go ahead.
Kim, you lead with the youth product or what?
That's a good question. I have found that I post my youth product or my results on Saturday mornings, and for whatever reason, that's my Saturday product. So I don't always lead with it, no, but it's definitely been a huge seller. And the full regimen, because I believe in the full regimen. So it is an investment for most people, but it's a very worthy investment. And I've had I don't know anyone that's not a repeat customer, although I've only been in it a year, and they probably have only, needed to buy it 2 or 3 times at the most, because it lasts so long.
So when you
I don't know if I lead with it, but I sell a lot of it.
Okay.
Well, and I've heard, Kim, you share that you also did the internal as well, the vitamins, and I've heard you say that you use the skincare, but you also take care of the inside.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a faithful Meology user, and our collagen, we had collagen at my previous company. Our collagen is the best collagen on the market, Shaklee. So it's all a combination. It's not just one variable. You have to do multifaceted, like removing toxins from your home. Like, it all matters. Yeah.
Great. Okay. One last question? Dad?
Scott, what's your favorite question to ask of the business prospect?
Favorite question to ask a new business prospect? There are several. I think I would ask, are you happy in your current position? What are your aspirations? What's your dream job look like? I would ask, what do you look for in a business opportunity? What does health and wellness mean to you? What types of sports do you enjoy? What activities do you enjoy? Tell me about your family, so that I can dig down and try to find out what their hot buttons are. Because the more questions we ask, the more we learn about people. And then, we'll be able to plug Shaklee in somewhere, somehow. But finding out, the questions, because, I like what Kim talks about, the youth skincare. I always think of Joyce Hoffman, who was a master coordinator in Minneapolis. You guys know her, but some of the folks on the call might not know her. So Joyce Hoffman and my mom were really good friends, and they did a lot of skincare together, workshops. And Joyce Hoffman always said, not everybody loved the vitamin pitch, but anybody could love skincare. And then eventually people would always come around to vitamins and protein shakes, because like Kim alluded to, it's the culmination of all the products that make your skin look good, actually, because the healthier we are, the better our skin looks. And so it's vitamins, protein shakes, the youth skincare, it's everything. So I always like skincare. I've always liked it because that's what Joyce Hoffman led with a lot. like you, Kim. And so Joyce is, kind of like on the Mount Rushmore of great Shaklee masters. And so I listen to her.
That's great. Yes. Mom, go ahead.
Well, Scott, when you were talking about what happened to you in the corporate world, and I thought how in your mind, that was a real positive for your family. But think of how many people would not be in that situation. They would not have that plan B. They wouldn't have anything to fall back on, and how painful that would actually be. So I'm sure when you share that with people, that should resonate with them, that maybe they need to do something as well. And even though that maybe hasn't happened to any of us, those are stories that we can still share. We can talk about Scott and what happened to him and the difference between that and what's happened to other people. And Kim, just absolutely delightful. I just love seeing your passion and your understanding of Shaklee in such a short period of time. And we wish you continued success as well.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much. Really
Well,
appreciate this tonight.
I do. I so appreciate it. And I love some of the key points that you really talked about. And when Scott talked about coming to Shaklee and having the flexibility and the freedom to do things that he wants to and still have this incredible business and having this legacy that you can pass on and you can sell and you can have this, it's such a legit business that you can be able to really make a difference in people's lives. And I, love that you can make a little extra income or build for retirement. So what a great way to do that. And Kim, your passion obviously comes through and sharing with people. And I mean, I think talking about how generous this company is, I don't think people realize how generous this company is. So I think that's really powerful. And I so appreciate you sharing that. And, both of you sharing your passion for Shaklee. And so I am really grateful that everyone joined us tonight. And all I want to say is if you like what you've heard and you say, yes, that's what I want to join, be sure to talk to the person who invited you and they can help you get started right away. And if you say, you know what, I like what I heard, but I want a little more information, that's okay too, because we can help educate you further and give you more information so you can evaluate and hear more about this incredible lifestyle that we talked about and building that time freedom and flexibility. And if you say, you know what, right now the business is not for me, but I do want to feel better. I want to use these incredible products that were talked about and help my skin, help my body, and I want to at least get started on the products, then no matter where you are, talk to the person that invited you and they will be happy to help you get started where you're ready. But we thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you so much, Kim. I so appreciate you sharing your story, and thank you everyone for being here. I hope you have a great evening. Good night.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you all.
Good night, everybody.
Night.